In the heart of a lush kingdom surrounded by hills and dense forest, there lived a young princess named Amina. She was the only daughter of King Jandara, the wise and stern ruler of the kingdom of Muriwa, a place known for its ancient customs and tradition. The kingdom was prosperous, with rich soils and abundant rivers, yet it was also ruled by long-held beliefs that seemed to blind its people in chains. Amina's beauty was unmatched, and it was said that her grace could rival the wind sway through the trees. But it wasn't just her beauty that made her special, it was her soul. Deep within, she longed for expression, for the kind of freedom that could only come from music and dance. But unfortunately, her royal lineage and the kingdom's traditions would not allow such indulgences. In Muriwa, the royal family had a strict code. Princesses were not permitted to engage in what was considered lowly entertainment. Singing, dancing, and any form of entertainment were seen as disregarding, only fit for the maids and servants of the court. A princess's role was to be regal and composed, to carry the dignity of the family with every step she took. And so, Amina's life was one of restriction. She was raised to be an embodiment of purity and honor. Her every action scrutinized, her every desire suppressed. Yet, no one could contain the fire that burnt in her heart. Every night, when the stars were high in the sky and the kingdom was asleep, Amina would steal away from the royal palace. She would find a quiet spot by the river or in the royal gardens, where the moonlight would spill across the land. There, in solitude, she would dance freely without fear, her feet moving in rhythms with the wind, her heart beating with every turn. Her body seemed to float, her soul soaring with each graceful movement. She would lose herself in the music that only her spirit could hear, a music that spoke of freedom, joy, and life. Though Amina danced in secret, she was not alone. Nze, a young servant in the royal household, often watched from afar, his eyes wide with awe as the princess danced under the moonlight. He was one of the many who worked tirelessly in the palace, carrying out his duties with diligence and care. But there was something about Amina that drew him, something magical in the way she moved. He had seen her beauty before, but her dancing touched something deep within him. It was as if her spirit danced with the earth itself, unchained and wild. One evening, as Amina spun in the moonlight, her feet whispering across the soft earth, Nze couldn't help himself. He stepped forward, his heart racing. Amina's eyes locked with his, and for a moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. "You dance as though your soul is free," Nze said, his voice barely above a whisper. Amina froze, her body still a stone. She quickly looked around, her pulse quickening. "You weren't supposed to see me." "I won't tell anyone," Nze promised, his gaze gentle. "Your dance, it's beautiful. You are beautiful." Amina hesitated. There was a part of her that wanted to laugh, to dance even more for him, but she knew the consequences of being discovered. "If my father or anyone else finds out," she trailed off, the thought of the punishment making her stomach turn. "I'll keep your secret," Nze said earnestly. "I promise." And so, in the stillness of the night, a bond was formed, one of shared secrecy, a silent agreement between them that Amina could dance, if only for herself and for him, her secret admirer. Days turned into weeks, and the two met in quiet corners of the palace grounds, the princess dancing and Nze watching, captivated by the beauty that lay before him. One fateful evening, as Amina trailed gracefully beneath the stars, the sound of approaching footsteps shattered her peaceful moment. Panic gripped her heart. She turned to flee but was stopped by a firm hand on her arm. "Amina," said the voice of King Jandara, his tone sharp and heavy with authority. She froze, her breath caught in her throat. Her father's face was like stone as he looked down at her, disappointed etched into every wrinkle. "How long, my daughter?" King Jandara asked, his voice cold. "How long have you dishonored your lineage with this disgrace?" Amina could hardly speak. Her thoughts scattered. She had been caught. There would be no hiding it now. "Father, I didn't mean to." Her voice trembled as she spoke. "You knew the rules," the king thundered. "A princess is not meant for such foolishness. Your dancing is beneath you. You are the daughter of a king, not some commoner." The weight of his words crushed her. She looked down, unable to meet his gaze. Her heart, once full of light and freedom, now felt like she was being suffocated by the chains of her father's disappointment. King Jandara paused, his expression softening. "You have brought shame upon us all." The next day, Amina was summoned to the palace courtyard, where a gathering of the kingdom's elders and priests awaited her. The air was thick with tension, and Amina's heart hammered in her chest. She knew what was about to happen. An elder stepped forward, holding a small bowl of herbs and water. "Amina, daughter of King Jandara, you've broken the laws of this land. It is our duty to cleanse this land of your disgrace." The ritual was an ancient one, meant to rid the kingdom of any impurity. The elder placed the herbs into the water, chanting words that Amina had heard countless times in her youth, but never in this context. Cleansed, purged of her rebellion. Amina closed her eyes, her spirit heavy with sorrow. She felt as though she was suffocating beneath the weight of her father's anger and the kingdom's expectations. The people around her were silent, watching her with cold eyes, waiting for the ritual to be completed. But just as the elder was about to pour the water over her, Nze stepped forward. "Wait," he said, his voice firm and full of emotion. "This is not the way." The crowd parted, and Amina's eyes widened as Nze knelt before her. "Princess Amina," he said, his voice trembling, "I have watched you dance and I have seen the beauty of your soul. You are not a disgrace. You are the spirit of this kingdom, free and untamed. Let no one take that from you." King Jandara's eyes narrowed. "You speak out of turn, servant. Know your place." But Nze did not falter. "No, your majesty. It is you who has forgotten the spirit of this land. You are so bound by tradition that you cannot see the truth. Amina is not a servant. She is a leader, and her heart beats for the people. Do not banish her. Do not silence her." The crowd murmured, and for the first time Amina saw the cracks in her father's stern fatigue. She took a deep breath, and for the first time she stood tall, her chin lifted. "Father," she said, her voice steady, "I will dance. Not because I wish to break tradition, but because I must be true to myself. My dance is not disgraceful. It is my heart, my soul, and I cannot live without it." The king stared at her for a long moment, his face unreadable, but then something in his eyes shifted. He turned to the elder and nodded. "Let her dance then. But if she is to dance, It will be in the marketplace where all can see. Amina's heart leaped in her chest. The marketplace was the heart of the kingdom, a place where everyone came together. To dance there would be to stand before the people to show them who she truly was. That afternoon, Amina stood in the center of the marketplace, surrounded by a sea of faces. The music began to play, drums, flutes, and the sweet hum of voices. The crowd was silent, waiting for her to begin. And then she danced. Amina's feet moved as if guided by the very earth beneath her. Her body swayed with the rhythm of the land, her spirit soaring as if it had never been allowed to before. With every step, she felt herself grow stronger, more alive. The crowd watched in awe as the princess danced not with the grace of royalty but with the wild freedom of the earth itself. As she danced, the people began to cheer. Amina's beauty, her passion, and the sheer power of her movement captivated them. They saw her not as a princess to be controlled, but as a symbol of freedom, of life, of the spirit of Moriwa itself. When the dance ended, the crowd erupted in applause. King Jandara stood silently, watching as his daughter took her final bow. For the first time, he saw the truth. His daughter was not just a princess, she was a queen in the making. And in that moment, the old laws of Moriwa were forever changed. The kingdom embraced its freedom, and Amina became a symbol of hope, a beacon of strength, and a living testament to the power of following one's heart. Her last dance was not just for herself, but for all who longed to be free.
Please subscribe to watch more of our videos. Thank you.